Hey, what is up guys, this is Yusuf here from TechDroids and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel, and today we are taking a look at the best $1,500 AMD Ryzen builds for the month of March and April 2017. So this thing is a beast of a computer with the new Ryzen 7 chips. So with that being said, drop a like rating, and all the parts mentioned in this video are linked in the description below, so check them out and let's get started with the performance. So in this beast of a computer you can expect 1440p to 4K in the most modern AAA titles, well over 60 FPS. If you're gaming at 1080p, you can expect above 100 FPS with max to medium to max settings depending on the game. You can also get some video editing and live streaming done on this PC, and the prices for the CPUs and the parts right now are kind of varying in nature, but you can get the Ryzen 7 for the prices that the AMD launch event said they would launch it for. So with that being said, let's get started with the parts that make it all possible. So for the CPU, we have the AMD Ryzen 7 1700 with the LED Wraith Spire cooler with the really good cooler. It looks really good, aesthetics are really good and should keep the CPU cool, but we're gonna scrap it out in this build and we'll have something better than this later on in the video. This CPU is an 8-core CPU with 16 threads, supports DDR4 and is of the AM4 socket type, comes clocked at 3.7 GHz, and you can get a healthy 4.1 to 4.5 overclock very easily. It retails for $330 and should do the job for this PC. To house that CPU, we have the Asus Prime X370 Pro motherboard. It has the AM4 socket type, supports DDR4, has a DisplayPort, HDMI, M.2, USB 3.1 Type-C, and RGB LED lighting. This motherboard comes packed with some really good features and retails for $170 and can also outdo the MSI motherboard that is somewhere nearly priced or something about this. For RAM, we have Corsair Vengeance LPX 16GB of DDR4 clocked at 3000 MHz for $129. Should be plenty enough for gaming, live streaming, and a little bit of video editing in 2017. The motherboard we have supports up to 32GB, so adding 16 or 8GB in the future should be no problem. For primary storage, we have 2TB of Seagate Barracuda SATA 6GB per second hard drive. This comes clocked at 7400 RPM, should offer some good SATA 6 speeds, and it offers 2TB of storage, so that should be plenty enough for your Steam library, your videos, music, games, and all that kind of stuff. But hard drives are not the fastest in the world, so we have a SSD accompanying the build. We have the Crucial MX300 525GB MLC SSD retailing for $149. This thing will perform like a beast and should give you 530 megabytes plus read and write speeds in day-to-day usage. An SSD can significantly improve the performance of your PC and should do the job for your operating system, your editing software. After your Windows installation and your program installation, you should have about 450 gigs free, so you have plenty of storage for the programs that you need to work daily, and you need them to work really fast. So SSD can be appreciated in any build, doesn't matter what the budget is. To cool that CPU, we have a liquid cooler, first time in my PC build. So we have the Deepcool Captain 240EX with red LED lighting. It comes with a 120mm fan and a big radiator. It should look good and should cool the CPU really well if you're into overclocking. If you're building this PC, I'm sure you're into overclocking. The CPU cooler retails for about $90 and should keep that thing really cool. To power the whole PC, we have the EVGA Supernova 850 watt power supply. This comes at 80 plus bronze certified and retails for about $88 and should do the job really well for this PC. And we have a lot of headroom for future upgrades and adding more storage, maybe another graphics card or RAM shouldn't be no problem. You can also reuse this power supply in another build in the future. To house all the components, we have the Phanteks Eclipse P400. This thing is a monster of a case for $62 and should do the job for everything we have in this build. It has a clear side plate and comes in bright colors. a bunch of colors available, so you can pick whatever is comfortable and suits your setup and should do the job for the case. Now for the graphics card, we have the Asus GeForce GTX 1070 8GB. This comes with 8GB of GDDR5 memory, overclocked at 1860 MHz on the boost, RGB LED lighting, VR ready, 2 HDMI ports, 2 display ports and 1 DVI, retailing all for $445 and should do the job for this PC. That wraps up our $1,500 gaming PC build with the Ryzen chips. If you enjoyed, give this video a massive thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Catch you guys in the next one.